must have been here some point in the past. Familiar shapes and sounds at last. The smoke and lights, the crowds amassed. The moon behind skies overcast. I must have been here some point in the past. Familiar shapes and sounds at last. The smoke and lights, the crowds amassed. The moon behind skies overcast.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is Monday, the 1st of May, 2017, and maybe this time we'll actually do what we tried to do. Last time we were going to quickly build the shaders for OpenGL and Vulkan. I actually forgot originally, but I was reminded we were supposed to do that. Then we started doing that, and we're waiting for it to finish. Like 50 minutes later, it was basically time to end because we started late. Anyway, I was doing something before the stream. I was actually recording a different video for something else entirely. let's get on with what we need to do. So we're currently running on OpenGL and Vulkan for, well, it's OpenGL for Vulkan has been enabled, but we didn't actually turn it on. Like, enabled but not turned on, like, it's built with Vulkan, but it's not selected, right? Part of me wonders if I actually should go back and start, like, recheck DirectX 11 and 10, so it actually builds the shaders. Because you obviously don't want to kneecap yourself on Windows. DirectX 11 should be pretty good. Speaking of compiling shaders, I'm not gonna wait for this. So what we're gonna do is we're going to do a new art style. I would show an image of New Super Mario World, but to give an idea of what I'm trying to go for, but you know, Nintendo has been known to do dickish things, even though it's just one video. Yeah, I'm kind of gonna go for that kind of art style, sort of. So I said I'm not really going for textures, and that's the case. I do have Filter Forge, so I could if I need to, but I kind of like everything to be flat shaded, flat texture, I should say. So solid color. Not flat shaded. I want the exact opposite of flat shaded. I want it to be highly lighting, detailed, but have the ground and all that sort of stuff be primarily geometry and fairly pastel-y colors, with some metals built in, like mixed into it, to have that be the variation between basically between plastic and metal and rough and smooth. That would be kind of the variation I'm looking for. And one thing that means we have to have a new HDRI map, because as we stand right now, we're using ones that were public domain, but well, the guy just released it and said do whatever you want with it. But the thing with those is they're studio. They're designed to emulate studio lights. And since we have a free copy of Blender, because Blender is free and Blender can do basically anything in 3D, we can just make our own environment, light it as we need, and then have that be our environment map, right? So we're going to try to do that. So first off, we're going to go to the world. Actually, first off, we're going to change the cycles render. I'm not going to deal with any of these. I'll change it to GPU compute, though. Sampling, sure, why not? Okay. We'll have to increase that at some point, but that's okay. Now use nodes. We're going to give it an emission color, which should be kind of the color we're going for the color of sky. And again, I want to have it be kind of dark. You know what? Screw Nintendo. That's right, yeah, Super Mario 3D World. I'm not gonna go exactly like this, it's just kind of the idea. Kind of see how this ends up being, where you have that kind of darker blue background with some clouds making some vibrant contrast to it. And there will be a bright light at some point in the sky as well. I'll show you how that will be done. Well, I'll show you. It's emissive, basically. It's just emissive material. and that will, when you render it instead of in PNGs, if you render it into HDRI files, I can't remember which one Unreal Engine takes. So actually I'll look at my content folder. Because there's two formats that compete, and Unreal Engine takes one of the two. I can't remember which one it was anymore. If it was EXR, if it was HDR. I think it was HDR. Could be EXR though. No. Content, HDRIs. It's HDR. So, this is the file that Unreal Engine accepts. These three can be easily converted into Photoshop, but it's this one that Unreal Engine can take care of. Marshmallow song? Yeah, it's Alone from Monster Cat. The band actually being Marshmallow, as you know. I should really like this song. So I'm kind of go for that art style, like that color palette, I should say. Kind of a darker but pastel-y blue for the background, with some white elements of clouds and whatever. Even though you're not really gonna see it that much. And the ground will be kind of vibrant, you know, pastel-y greens, blues, yellows, that sort of stuff. We'll see how that works, because currently we are, I would show you if I could. Anyway, so we're gonna probably raise the this a little bit, and strength. We'll have it be strength of 1. We can adjust that later on. We are. I'll show you in a couple seconds. The question was, what are we doing? I'll show them as soon as our shader is compiled. We're gonna get rid of that. We're gonna get rid of that. And this guy here, we're gonna give it 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, except this needs a rotation around the x-axis of 90 to get here. I need more cores, yeah. Let's actually go for Varian. There we are. Okay, so now when we do a render preview, we should see when we turn off transparency. Oh. It's not transparent. What? Why are we not seeing any light? Emission should be well. Okay, so that works. That is weird. Should be emissive, just work like that. Anyway, whatever. So yeah. When we do a render, that was kind of slow because I was using a stupid tile size. Let's check this out here. Performance. Let's do 256 by 256. It's actually should be 240. Or sorry, 420. I can't remember anymore. Anyway, so that's that there. Oh, I also need to do full resolution. And we're dropping a lot of frames. Oh, that's why. 1 second, I forgot to turn off my backup software. We apparently dropped 11% of frames. Sorry about that. Okay. So now we go in here and change our, should be our camera to panoramic. Equirectangular. Negative 180, 90. So we'll do a full equirectangular projection of the environment. So when we then pull it to Unreal Engine, it will be a 360-degree view of the world. So now we need to think of what we want to add into this world, because just having a solid blue color is not going to be very interesting. One thing we're going to want is probably a sun of some sort. So we're going to add in a sphere. Let's do an icosphere. Why not? Dimensions. It doesn't really matter the dimensions because we're not going to import anywhere. Oh, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, never mind. We're not going to use an icosphere. We're going to use a UV sphere. And then we're going to do shade smooth. And then we're going to do auto smooth. And trying to think of what would be the best option here. And 100, let's do end of 1000. Now let's have it be up. Nope. You stay right there. No, you go up. At the same time, I just gotta change this here. So let's do negative 1,200. Actually, what have we been doing? No, that's a bad idea. That is a very bad idea. Here we are. Let's do, how far away do we want to have? Let's try to do 1,000 for now. So 1,000 here. That's actually a bit too small. Let's do about 100. So I want it to be about the size of the sun. Okay, so about 100 looks good. Now what we're going to do is we're going to add an empty. Do a plane axis, sure, why not? Here, here, here. Select, then select. Now we're going to parent them, keep the object here. So now, assuming that we're going to be looking down the x-axis as our forward axis, our 1 second. Sorry about that, sneeze. Right, so now if we look down our center, that's going to be about the size of it. And we can then adjust the rotation by just adjusting this. So if we want to rotate around the x-axis, so for our yaw, so around the z-axis for our yaw, we can just make it be like, 20 degrees. And it'll always stay the same distance. And likewise, if we want to adjust the altitude. Never mind. So we want to have the sun be about 60 degrees up. 6 degrees up. And probably so 180, 210 to 240, somewhere around there. Say about 230. Or actually, the shaders are compiled now. I can just go into the map and find out. Okay, so chessboard. Oh, actually, I'll have to say what we're doing first. So, what our game is... It's like chess, but not. So there is a chessboard level, but there's other levels. So to show you the big difference, I'm actually going to load a free-for-all game on cross streams. Oops. So this is not going to look like a chessboard at all. I haven't had ability to change names yet, so it's using Unreal Engine defaults, which is use a computer name. Anyway, so yeah, we have control range around a bunch of pieces. Right now, only the king, per king. So you can move any valid move to any valid tile, and the valid tiles are determined by the control range of the king, as well as whether they're disabled because there's going to be a moat or a bridge or whatever. So I'm going to move my king slowly over, and then the AI is going to make their moves as well off screen. It needs a mini-map, but again, that's going to be something I have to do off screen. Actually, I'm going to go back one. It'll be suboptimal, but I need to show you here. So, when it's my turn, I can select this piece and move it because it's in control range. This piece I cannot. It's out of control range. So if I move my king one more space forward, so I got a message here. Oops. Oh, thanks for the shout out there, Amir. And I can select either of them and move this one here or move this one there. Right now, let's move this one here. So scanning the rest of the map, I have an opponent over here, which is symmetric diagonally. So the AI is kind of dumb, so it's going to get caught in the corner here. I have a Pathfinder algorithm, I haven't linked it in yet. Yep, so it's going to try to pull the knights out and try to get across the bridge. Then I have a third opponent up here, which has a queen and a king, 2 knights, 2 more knights, 2 pawns, 2 more pawns, a rook and a rook. So 4 knights, 4 pawns, 2 rooks, a king and a queen. I'm actually probably going to give it another king because it would need to be able to make an attachment. But around the map, there's a bunch of other pieces scattered for silver and gold team, not blue. Blue starts with all of their pieces right by the front door, whereas gold and silver have to go around the map to collect theirs. If the blue team decides to just camp the front door, then there's not going to be any pressure whatsoever preventing silver and gold from just collecting every piece and just running them over, and assuming they don't kill each other. That depends on whether it's a team game or not. So it then ends up being, how does the blue team interfere with silver and gold? Do they, bunker up here and just make a last stand, like a one stand, not last stand, but like a first and last stand, I guess it would be. Or do they actually go and make one of them get pressured, but then lose their choke point? Because there's no other way into this area of the map besides this area here. I'd say probably the real competitive mode, though, would actually be disabling the third spawn having cross spawns against each other. That'd probably be the more fun and fair one. That tends to be what we end up doing a lot as when we play it, but you get the idea. The third spawn exists, might as well play it, right? Yeah. So then you have to go and engage and so forth, and that's the premise of the game. Which then leads us to the chessboard level. Here, where we're going to do 1 versus AI, me versus Alice again. And this is going to be the first recipient of a graphical update, I think. I am not happy with the aesthetic of this yet. I'm hoping that kind of more of a, this style aesthetic would work out for it. 1 second, come on, noise. Alright, so I'm thinking this would be a bit more of a... We're gonna try it. I mean, we can try several things. That's why we have test maps, right? We can choose a good art style before we go and just apply to everything. It's a little bulky there. Anyway. So I'm gonna show you the easy way to just stomp the AI if it plays along. Oh, it didn't. Oh... No, I can't do it. Okay, I have to actually try against AI now. If the AI doesn't play this pawn or this pawn, you can bring your bishop up here. And if it still doesn't play it, you can then kill this pawn here. And there's nothing it can do, because the only move it has is to eat your bishop, and then the queen kills and you win, right? But now I actually have to play. Which is fun. Okay, let's move up my knight. Gives me a bit more options. It wants to move his queen out. Why does it want to move his queen out? I think I do something tonight now, I think. The AI is behaving very differently. Do I want to trade out a knight for a knight already, or do I want to be a bit more conservative than that? Because I could go here, and it will probably kill me. May not, may evacuate. And then I kill it back. And I'd have, I'd actually have one less covering my king. Although I can always move it back. So pawns actually can move in all 4 directions. Because on maps like Cross Stream, what's forward, right? And it can eat on any diagonal. So it cannot eat forward, back, left, or right. But it cannot move diagonally. But it can eat diagonally, but not move. Yeah, get the idea, right? Uh-huh. I don't really know. This is actually a very good setup for the AI for being completely friggin' random. Let's play a bishop. Why'd you move there? Why did it move there? I have no idea what this AI is trying to do. I know the algorithm for it, it doesn't make sense. So it would move there either at random, like because it's one of, but there would be none, no. So unless there is nothing it can do to gain control, it seems to think they can kill something without being retaliated. But I can't figure out what that is. Everything's covered. That pawn's covered by the rook. Nothing can go down here, and the only thing can go here is a pawn next over to the bishop. Yeah. And it's moving his queen? What? Is king, I mean... I have no idea what this AI is doing, and I wrote it! Okay. You know what? I am going to be risky. Because I can't be attacked from here. Machine learning, right. I didn't program machine learning. I'm gonna have to evacuate with my, bishop. I could move it there to protect the queen, but I want to get the queen out of there, so that'd be bad. Because I want to get my queen over here even, possibly, so I'm gonna have to move it down here. Which this will be covered, even though the queen can kill it, it's not going to trade a bishop for a queen. And if it does, yay me. So all four of these things are actually, the pawn, the bishop, and the pawn are all covered by the pawns, because the pawns can eat backwards diagonally as well. Because there is no forward direction, right? Yeah, it's a good thing I didn't try and move there, because the knight would kill it now. Yeah, there actually is no place besides where it is now. Here and there that's defended. Everywhere else can be killed, although if I move it here, the only thing I can kill is a queen, and it would lose its queen in response. Which could be a trade I might be willing to make, but just to remove that danger from the battlefield. Unless I... unless I want to just make it go freak out and put it in check. Yeah, my queen is safe for now. I'm gonna put some pressure on it. Okay. Oh, that screwed me. Well, that definitely screwed me. I'm gonna move my bishop up because it'll be the. Ooh, I was lucky on that one. So the only thing I can really do here is bring this down here and hope that either we trade queen for queen. Oh no, I can actually just. I want to trade bishop for bishop. Let's think a little bit further. Is there something I can do to screw up the AI? Move it there. Because I'm not in threat right now. The only thing that can be threatened is the bishop. Oh, if it does that, then it'll kill my queen. Yeah, the best thing to do is to trade bishop for bishop. Good. So I can put my queen here, my pawn here to make it move. Although there is a chance that it can move someplace that's even worse. Or I can move sideways here to release my my rook up. Oh, and I think I can do respond to that. Oh, shoot. I gotta be on offensive. Okay, don't lose your... Oh, I didn't have anything covering anymore. Oh, this is oh. I think my AI beat me. Regardless, I'll put it in check here. That was a very stupid play on my part. Not this one right here, but the one before it. Oh, I threw it. GG AI, GG. Okay, let's get serious now. Okay, so now we have the sun. We're gonna make. Oh, right. I was gonna check on the level. So now I get the idea of what the game is all about. So from the king standpoint, 51, 30. Let's see here. Skylight. No, it's not. It's It's not atmosphere fog, is it? Okay, that's what it was. So it was the directional light source. So it's 51, 30, and that doesn't matter. What value is that? It's apparently 36 degrees. Oh, it's negative 30. Alright. So 30 over the horizon. Okay. So here we'll do negative 30 degrees over the horizon, but also have it be oh, did I do it backwards? Was it X, Y, Z? Alright, there we are. This used to be a Minecraft only stream. I never did Minecraft on stream. Ever. I haven't played Minecraft in like 3 years. Oh, is that true? 2 years? 3 years? Been a while. Anyway, right, so we'll go into here. Grab you. We're going to give it a material. It's going to be an emissive material. We're going to give it a light, probably a slight hue to it. But very slight. But we're going to give it a significant amount of light here. Yeah, so now we're going to try this being 496 by 28. And we're set to equirectangular. Let's see how this renders. Oh yeah, this actually looks way too small. Whoops. That's the problem. There we are. So Unreal Engine, let's see here. Yeah, it needs to be much larger than that. Actually, no, because it's equirectangular, right? Right. Try 5. And also we need to change the image to and of course we can only read HDRI. Good. So we're doing another render of this here in Irradiance HDR, which apparently is not affecting my stream any. I don't seem to be dropping any frames anymore. So now we do a color inspector. You see over here RGB is 0.13 and 0.35. If we go over here, we're up to I'm looking down here, by the way. So watch the cursor there. Sorry, cursor down here. Watch what pops up here when I click on this image. There. So here is a brighter part of our source. Yeah. Now we need to add some various elements into the scene. We're going to go back into perspective mode. So now when we go and look up at this thing here. Oops, that's not right. You want to take an image here. That's how big it'll appear in an actual size. If we were looking at it in Unreal Engine. Okay, now we have to use this camera. We're gonna go back to 1080p. Name HDRI aspect ratio. Okay, sure, why not? Huh? Ratio 1:1. I'm assuming this is pixel aspect ratio, right? Yeah, that's right. Okay. I do 60, but whatever. Right. Now we need to add more elements into the scene to make it more interesting, right? And it doesn't have to be very detailed elements either, because it's mostly going to be what will reflect, unless we end up having it part of our scene in general, it's mostly going to reflect off of metal objects. And also diffuse lighting, but it would be a bit less relevant there. It would just tone it in a certain way. So now you need to figure out what those things are, though. Okay, so you know what? I might be able to grab some old assets. Import. What was append. Append from a blend file. Good. Okay. I didn't want to append the entire Blender file. The PC per animations, memory from multi-GPU, scenes, which one was it? So I'm looking at these old scenes here, and I can't remember which one had the cloud. No. I think it's the one after that. No, it can't be it. I have it in here as well. Area cloud bottom, error. Okay, so now where is it? There we are. So let's move it to center here. Do a 0 rotation. Now we'll give it back to 9-degree rotation around that. So we'll give it a 90 around here. I guess I'm gonna give 90 around here. And obviously it's way too big because the units aren't correct. I mean, if we look at it in that's one big cloud. So we're gonna give it a much smaller dimension. That's better. Okay. And keep in mind, this is actually going to be a. Let's see how this looks when we render it. How did that work out? Did I not apply it or something? Okay, there we are. Object. Apply here. It's gonna be diffuse. Roughness. Let's go 1. Is the background too bright? I don't want camera space calling, I want it to be... Okay, so it is doing it, just not bright enough. Oh, maybe the units. Alright, yeah, because the units are not... The units are not like a, Right. So in cycles, the intensity of a light versus the intensity of a material are different units. One is divided by meter squared. So that's a problem. Okay. And you see the graininess here means we need to increase the samples significantly. So render, let's do 512. Thankfully, it's not something we have to do multiple of. It's not an animation, so we have to render exactly 1 frame, right? A very big frame, but like 4K, 2K. Something I'm forgetting how to do. Blender, copy, revolve. So add spin, okay. Oh, that's for edit mode. Blender, spin, object mode. Strategy. Oops, wrong one. I mean, I can always do it in edit mode and then separate by parts, but you know what? Screw it, that's what I'm gonna do. And it makes sense in edit mode I have to do it there too, because I'd want to do it around the pivot, which would be difficult to select when you are in object mode, right? Yeah, new mice with high DPI are very sensitive. That's why you need to drop it down, or drop down sensitivity to compensate for it. Before I do that, let's actually see if there's something I can do to make this a bit better of a mesh. So I got better at add modifier. No. Add modifier. That'd look interesting, but it also defeats the purpose. So let's try, let's see what remesh does for us. Oh, it wasn't visible in edit mode. Okay, that'll explain some problems. Yeah. Speaking of Minecraft. See how this looks shaded. Not as cool as it would assume. It just looks glitchy. Shoot. Doesn't look too bad though. Oh, oops, yeah. You gotta be careful with setting your octree depth too high in standard mode because it'll make Blender crash. As a matter of fact, I should probably save right now. So we're going to go into Unreal Projects. Let's do models. Let's do environments, actually, create a new folder. Blender, check it. Sorry, yeah, let's do check it. HDRI, daytime. Speaking of Minecraft. It'd be better if I had a larger bevel on these things. What looks cooler? As much as I hate to say it, I'm probably gonna get rid of that. That's probably good enough. Go back to edit mode. Oh, hello Unreal Engine viewers. We're currently making HDRI maps to replace in our level here. This is a chessboard level. That's not the only level we have, though. More likely, the interesting ones will be something like Cross Streams, which is not a 8x8 grid. It's a much larger grid with many more pieces, right? These bright ones are the ones that are hidden, by the way. So in game, it will actually not even draw them. I mean, it'll draw the aura for them, but not the pieces themselves. So we're trying to make an HDRI map to wrap around these. Okay, so now let's go back here. Come on. Let's do add. Spin. Interesting. Definitely interesting. I don't know. Shows a weird angle there. 360 is what I try to type. Now we need the Z-up axis. There. I'm not gonna leave it like this exactly, because that would just be lame. but yeah, okay. Object mode. Separate by loose parts. So each is their own element here, and we can just add some variation. Might be possible to even add some variation automatically. Blender random move. Oh, they're transform, randomize, transform. Okay. Then do a bit of a randomize for scale. Let's not even do random scale. Let's leave scale the no. That should be good for now. If not, this doesn't take that long to redo. Camera here, panoramic. Let's give it a nice little test render. That looks flippin' terrible. Shoot. Let's go in the nodes here. Try this again. That's pretty terrible for samples. Huh. Only for 8 samples, this would probably drop some frames. Sorry if my encoder goes freaky. No, encoder's handling it, that's good. The view looks a bit better. So I need a little bit higher resolution or sample rate than that. And higher resolution as well, but that's yeah. Here. Do 10,000 for samples, but in order for us to do that, we're gonna have to drop down our tile size a little bit, otherwise that would almost definitely kill the encoder. You want it to return ASAP, right? Remaining 35 minutes. I'm not gonna wait that long, but hoping I hit a cloud soon so I can see how good the image is for quality standpoint. Not too bad. That's serviceable. Yeah. I can make it go higher than 64 by 64 and it'll go quicker, like a lot quicker. Probably take like 10 minutes instead of 30. But the concern is that I'm using my GPU to encode at the same time, right? So yeah. And if you load too much with too big a tile size, your computer will just choke. Which isn't too big a deal when, I mean, sometimes it gets slow enough that it's hard to type, so it is a big deal sometimes, but it's a very big deal when you're trying to also encode with the same computer to a live TV show. So the size will get, the quality get a bit better. Now, I could do the kind of like triangular mountain sort of thing of Mario, but that would be ripping off Mario way too much. Almost as bad as if you use Mario Bros. 3 kind of like stage set pieces. Oh, by the way, apparently Mario Bros. 3 was a play, Miyamoto said. Bowser was acting, huh? Spoiler. Which explains why all the pieces were things that were bolted onto the background. Seriously. Like, everything was things that were bolted onto, and the intro screen was a curtain, for crap's sake. But everything was like bolted onto the stage and like cast shadows onto the stage. And I think it even said stage complete, each stage. Here's a good example. Yeah. So it's apparently a stage play. Yeah. Right. But the most important thing right now is for us to add append. Oh, wrong folder. I have to go into my check folder here. Yeah, here we are. Oh, what? Oh, did I screw up my transform? Well, here I can do. That'll work for now, I think. I'm gonna give it a bit more of a scale though. So I screwed up my lower third for some reason. I don't really know how, but probably I pressed Control S while I was trying to save while I was trying to do it. Anyway, so you see a giant horse here. Segway. No. Wait, what? So then we're going to give it a new material, which is going to be, I'm going to do glossy. Let's do glossy, sure, why not? Want to give it anisotropic, but yeah. So we want to see how materials will behave on this. Oh no, I'm gonna need more samples. Alright, close enough. Okay. I'm not sure if what we're going to do is going to be successful. May have to do it multiple times, but yeah. Let's actually do a box select. But okay then, never mind. Let's do a box select of y'all, of y'all, of y'all, and of y'all. There we are. And then let's grab these, move them up a little bit. Or I'm inside a giant horse. Let's have this be dimensions. I don't know why I did this. I mean, do a cylinder instead. And some tech show uses this song. Yeah, it makes sense. It's called Checkpoint. But yeah, Monster Cat is one of the easiest publishers to license. You just pay like $5 a month, I think it is, and after some other things, they changed their licensing a while now. I can't remember what I pay anymore, but because they have this little thing where if you buy in a certain number of time, then you get the reduced rates. And anyway, I pay the bill without really looking at it, let's be honest. But yeah, so but it's ridiculously cheap. Like it's cheap enough that I pay the bill without looking at it. Say that much, right? Yeah, so a lot of YouTubers wanted to use it as well. So let's see what this looks like when shaded. Looks like a 1980s music video. Okay. Trying to see what the value will be. This is actually calculated by ray tracing. If it was calculating it by another method, it would be quicker. But like Unreal Engine's not gonna use full ray tracing for it, but it's gonna get a similar effect without any of the noise. Although it's not going to be as physically accurate. So... Am I doing something wrong, like with a... I know one of the reasons why it's so noisy is because I have a lot of small, relatively small lights. Because each of these objects are considered a light. So how ray tracing works is the screen, each pixel hits down, hits an object, like casts a ray into the object, and then traces a ray out through the environment. If it hits a light, then it contributes that light value to that pixel. If it doesn't hit a light, it contributes nothing. So if you cast, you know, lights all around you, and like 1% of it's over here, like a 0.5% over here, then it's gonna be 1% of that light. That, you get the idea, right? So it makes noisy if you have a bunch of small lights, because you're hoping that the ray is gonna hit it at some point, right? You don't know for a fact it's going to. It's just gonna cast in random areas. And if it hits, it hits. If it doesn't, it doesn't. That's what gives you the shading based on the proportions. Unfortunately, if you have smaller and smaller and more lights, that means you have to cast more and more rays to hopefully hit it the correct proportion, right? If you have a bunch of big lights, that's fine, because if if the light takes up like 25% of its hemisphere, 1.25 lights are gonna hit it, and you're gonna like have to send like 4 rays out. But if it's like taking up like a fraction, you get that. You get the idea. And the math is not correct, but you get the idea. And actually, I'm gonna grab this here. I'm gonna give it a bit of a gold hue. As you get more and more, it converges more and more to that value. And we're kind of hoping to get a color palette that looks good for metallic materials especially. So you can go for about 1.5 hours. But I'm good, I'll probably go a little bit longer. Even have to go a bit shorter tomorrow, right? Huh. They have a bunch of colored blocks here. More variation you have, the better the metals look. Oh, right, yeah, you were saying, Mira, that you picked up some more stuff along your way, so what'd you pick up today? You give it Nick for PCIe, nice. I'm assuming buy one. Like, PCIe X1. Or would it be X4? 400-watt power supply, cool. Buy one, yeah. Because buy one can fit in any slot, so if you're not using the full lane, it makes sense just to use a buy one if you have a buy 16 slot stick and just put it in there. As opposed to making a larger slot you can't fit it in the buy one if you did have the buy one. Okay. So we get the light, we get the clouds, we get the ground. So the HDRI, if we render it now, would look like I did that ratio. Okay. It's not dropping any frames. That's good. I have a computer with nothing but PCIe slots, and the onboard NIC is 10 by 100. No gigabit. Wow. So this is roughly what our pieces are going to look like when they're colored, if we keep this ground texture. Minus the lighting that would occur from the... Actually, we should probably, because this is the correct render. Should probably make the clouds bigger. No, not you. Okay, fine, you know what? Whatever. If I was smart, I'd actually make this a layer or something that I can easily select. So cloud, am I missing any clouds? No, okay. Now we're set to individual origins, so we're going to do a scale up. Scale up. Oh, that's a problem. Location. Come on. Set origin to center of mass. There we are. That's what I was trying to do. Now we do scale. There. And now we're going to have to do a bit more of a randomization. Transform, randomize, transform. Again, no. Or here's 0, but 0 is not what we want when it comes to scale. I don't want to randomize rotation. What? This looks weird as F. Oh, perspective. Okay. Okay, now let's see what it looks like. I'm starting to drop frames a little bit. I'm getting a lower frame rate. Yeah. Halfway done. I'm not dropping frames, it says, but I have a lower frame rate. So probably encoding everything that my GPU is giving it, but my GPU is not keeping up. Really? Because I seem to be stuttering a little bit. Not anymore, now I'm 30. So I think what I need to do is I need to drop down this texture here. So let's go HSV. Which actually probably makes a little bit of sense because of how bright I made the sunlight, right? It's probably reflecting heavily back up. Oh, and roughness. I need a roughness to this value here. No thanks, Mir. Ryan's got that stuff locked down. I know you meant test, but no. Besides, hopefully I'll be a bit too busy to worry about that fairly soon. So this is obviously a very low rent, kind of crappy HDRI map, but you know what? If it's a if it works, right? I can always fix it later and replace it. Okay. So in this case, we're going to disable our good old night here from render and preview. We're then going to take our... actually, no, it's good. It's good. It's going to be about that high. And we're going to then start a full render at 10,000 quality. Let's see how good that is. So it should take about an hour, 30 minutes. If it's good quality. I'd say it's probably good enough quality. Okay, so we're gonna let this render off. And in the meantime, I'll call it a day. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time.